It's my understanding that this is a negotiated plea.
That's correct, Judge.
Thank you. Yes, good morning, Mr. Arnold. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video this morning. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Is that a yes?
Sure.
Okay, you're gonna have to speak up a bit for me.
Sure.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you, sir. Good morning, Mr. Ham. Is this your case?
Apologize. What position is this, Your Honor?
With position number one, Mr. Arnold.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you can proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Arnold was charged with criminal trespass on position one. The state's recommendation is 12 months probation to serve 182 days. Credit for the time served, 91 days. Balance suspended to stay away from Georgia Tech properties. For position two, the state will move to null prospect count.
Thank you. Mr. White?
Your Honor, we just have to accept the plea as negotiated. We stipulate any requirements.
Okay, Mr. Arnold, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 0069557E, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Yes,
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
no,
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation? Say it again. I'm having a difficult, thank you. You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
yes,
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
no.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Arnold. Don't go back to Georgia Tech, okay? Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Welcome.
Have a seat in the third row. Next, we go to position 14 and 15, Mr. Darden. That's right.
Okay. It's my understanding this is also a negotiated plea.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. For position 14, the defendant is charged with willful obstruction of law enforcement officer. The
Oh,
state.
one moment, Mr. Ham. Let him sit down. Good morning, Mr. Darden. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, sir?
Yes, sir.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can place your hand down, Mr. Darden. Thank you, sir. Yes, Mr. Ham.
Yes, Your Honor. For position 14, the defendant is charged with willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer. State's recommendation is time served. He spent 32 days in custody, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. White.
Nothing further, Judge.
And for position 15, the state will move to null prospect count.
Okay. Mr. Darden, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 007423C, you wish to plead guilty to willful obstruction of law enforcement officers. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Darden. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Have a seat. Next, we go to position number 62, Mr. Yarn.
Also a negotiated plea.
Yes, Your Honor. This is negotiated plea.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Yarn. You have been charged in case 24 CR 008370E with criminal trespass and willful obstruction of law enforcement officers. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I will.
Okay, you can place your hand down, Mr. Yarn. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Ham.
Yes, the defendant is charged with count one, criminal trespass. State's recommendation is 12 months, served 34 days, credit for time served 17 days, balance to be served on probation, and must comply with any active MARTER suspensions. For count two, willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer, state's recommendation is 12 months probation to run concurrent with count one, to pay a $300 fine or complete 30 hours of community service.
Okay, Ms. Kim, it's my understanding that he wishes to do the 30 hours of community service. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor. He is currently struggling with a residential challenge. So we also would like to request for 2 months of probation fee waived. And once all the condition is completed, hopefully that his probation can be terminated.
Okay, I'll terminate the probation when he completes the terms. I won't waive any fees. He should be able to get through this relatively quickly, hopefully. If nothing further, Mr. Yarn, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 008370E, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass and willful obstruction of law enforcement officers. Is that correct?
Sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Yarn. When you complete the 30 hours of community service, the probation will terminate. So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you won't be on probation. Good luck to you, Mr. Yarn.
No, sir.
Next, we go to position number 60, Mr. Williams.
Also a negotiated plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Williams. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Speak up for me, Mr. Williams.
Yes.
Thank you. You can place your hand down. Yes, Mr. Ham.
Yes, the defendant is charged with theft by taking. State's recommendation is 12 months, served 32 days, credit for time served 16 days. The balance to be served on probation, to have no further contact with Brian Lehman, to stay away from 2323 Piedmont Road. He's to pay $400 in restitution to Brian Lehman at the same address listed above, to complete an anti-theft course and to complete 40 hours of community service.
Your Honor,
Ms.
can
Kim?
yes, we will stipulate for the purpose of the plea. Can he also get his probation terminated upon the completion of the conditions, Your Honor?
Okay. Mr. Williams, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 008352G, you wish to plead guilty to theft by taking. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with her representation? Was that a yes?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
Okay, I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Williams. As soon as you pay the restitution and complete the community service, the probation will terminate. So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you won't be on probation, okay?
Thank you.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Williams.
Next, we go to position number 61, Mr. Wilson.
Also a negotiated plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Wilson. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir. You can place your hand down. Yes, Mr. Ham.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Wilson is charged with count one battery. State's recommendation is 12 months, served 38 days, credit for time served 19 days. Balance to be served on probation, to have no further contact with Jamal Johnson, to complete 8 weeks of anger management, and to also complete 40 hours of community service. And he is to have no firearms while on probation. For count 2, driving with license suspended or revoked. State's recommendation is 12 months to run concurrent with count 1 and to pay a $500 fine.
Ms. Kim?
Yes, we stipulate for the purpose of the plea, and Your Honor, this case was 2016, almost 9 years ago, Your Honor, and he is also military disabled veteran. We would like to request that probation will be terminated upon the completion of the conditions, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Wilson, it's my understanding that in case 17 CR 027976E, you wish to plead guilty to battery and suspended or revoked license. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Wilson. Because of the age of the case, when you complete the terms of the probation, I'll have it terminate, okay? So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you won't be on probation, okay?
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Good luck to you, Mr. Wilson.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Who do we have next?
Good morning, Judge Morrow. This is going to be position number 36. Martin?
Yes, good morning. Let's see, 36, pardon.
That's my case, Judge.
Also a negotiated plea, Mr. Dodd?
It is, Judge. Thank you.
Very good. Good morning, Ms. Martin. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, ma'am? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, speak up a bit for me, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. You can place your hand down. Yes, Mr. Ham?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Martin is charged with battery. Count 1. State's recommendation is 12 months, served 30 days, credit for time served 15 days, balance to be served on probation, to have no further contact with Deanna Monroe, DEA-NNA Monroe, stay away from 1212 James Jackson Parkway. While on probation, she's to complete 8 weeks of anger management, 40 hours of community service, and to have no firearm.
Okay, Mr. Dodd?
Your Honor, we stipulate to the to identity and the factual basis and venue. Judge, I would just ask the court to consider non-reporting probation once all the conditions are completed, Judge.
This is a 2018 case, is that right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Ms. Martin, it's my understanding that in case 18 CR 011041G, you wish to plead guilty to battery substantial physical harm, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and if by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Ms. Martin. Given the age of the case, I'm gonna have the probation terminate when you complete the terms. So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you're not gonna be in probation and can get on with your life, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you,
You're
Judge.
welcome. Good luck to you, Ms. Martin.
Thank you.
Who do we have next?
Continue at 8.
Okay, Francois, do we have someone we can take next?
Yes, Bernstein, positions 9 and 10.
Okay, my understanding also negotiated plea.
That is correct, Judge.
Yes, good morning, Ms. Bernstein. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, ma'am? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, you can put your hand, yes, thank you. You can put your hand down, Ms. Bernstein. Mr. Ham?
Yes, Your Honor, for position 9, the defendant is charged with reckless conduct. State's recommendation is 12 months probation to serve 48 days, credit for time served 24 days, violence on probation, mentioned already. 40 hours of community service and to take a parenting class for positions 10. The state will move to null pros position 10.
What was the reckless conduct, Mr. Ham?
The basis for the reckless conduct?
Yes, sir.
I believe she left her child alone unattended.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Haddad?
Judge, we'd ask the court to consider non-report upon completion of all the conditions. And we stipulate.
How old is the child at the present time?
Your Honor, this is a 2020 case. At the time, it was, the child was 8 years old. I don't know if it just turned 8 or not, but you know,
About 13?
I believe so. Yes, Judge. Ms.
Okay.
Bernstein, how old is your child now?
She's 5 years old. She's 8 months.
Okay, I think she said she was 8 at the time, right?
She's 8 months. She's 8 months.
8 months,
8
okay,
months.
so,
Yes.
all right, so she's a
She's
little over
5.
5. Okay, thank you. Ms. Bernstein, it's my understanding that in case 21 CR 003905H, you wish to plead guilty to reckless conduct, is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Ms. Bernstein. When you complete the terms of the probation and you finish the community service and get the parenting class done, I'll have the probation terminate so you can get this behind you, okay?
Okay.
All right, good luck to you, Ms. Bernstein.
Okay.
Who do we have next?
We can do position number 39, Memar.
Okay.
Your Honor, if I may be heard just momentarily about this case, we do have a plea. It's a little bit complicated. She has an older case that's technically not on the calendar, but it was noted in the notes from the solicitor's office. That's 21 CR 003440J. That's a time served sentence that we're ready to resolve this morning, Judge. I'm sorry, Judge.
The charge for that case?
It's a shoplifting, Judge, and disorderly conduct.
Do we know how much time has been served in that case?
Yes, Judge. The recommendation is 154 days. Credit for 77 days. She has been in custody since October 30th of 2024. And that's noted from Ms. Falk's email, Judge, with the state's recommendation under disposition column.
Okay, and that's your understanding, Mr. Ham?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, Judge, the complicating factor, and I'm ready to take a plea on the 21 CR case. The case that's on the calendar, Judge, is 24 CR 008413J. And it is my understanding that the state is moving, the solicitor's office is moving to push that case up to the DA's office. I wanted to be heard on bond and I'll explain why I can do it now, Judge, or after the plea, however the court wishes to do it.
Okay, so you want to be heard on bond on the case, you want to take a plea on the 440J case, and you want to be heard on bond on the 8413J case. Is that
That is correct, Judge. So however the court wishes to do it is obviously it's up to the court.
all right? And how many other theft by shoplifting convictions does she have other than these two allegations?
So she definitely has more than, I believe she has at least a minimum of 3. And it's a little bit more convoluted, Judge. So my client, Ms. Mimar, she's currently indicted. She has an indicted shoplifting case in Fulton County that is pending, and she's got court tomorrow. She also has another misdemeanor shoplifting that was pushed to felony, and that case is pending, but she's out on bond on that charge. And finally, this case, the 24 CR. Now, she is in custody technically only on the 24 CR 008413J and the 21 CR case that we're ready to take a plea. On the charge that I'm asking for a bond, she has $1,000 bond. And the reason I'm asking for a bond, Judge, is Ms. Findling is her Superior Court lawyer. They got it all worked out for her to go to Women on the Rise. So she will not be released. We'll have to prepare an order to send her to Women on the Rise. She has been accepted there, and that's been going to be part of the plea on the current indicted case. Anyway, that's why I wanted to be heard on the bond, if I may. All the shopliftings are, I believe, are they're not TVs or anything like that. They're basic necessities. I think homelessness was a big issue, which is part of the reason why Ms. Findling has worked out a Women on the Rise where they accepted her. So if the court is inclined on granting, changing the bond, it will not be an immediate release. It'll be, we'll have to draft an order where she's going to be released into the custody of Women on the Rise. And I'll have Ms. Findling draft that order, assuming it's acceptable to the court. Regardless of all the issues, I'm sorry, Judge.
A quick question. I'm sorry to interrupt, Mr. Dodd. Don't you think it would be better for her to get everything? I mean, if the case is transferred to Superior Court, and she goes to Women on the Rise, then she'll have something hanging over her head to come back to Superior Court to have to deal with. Don't you think it's, Mr. Ham, when can we get this? When was this asked to be transferred, and can we get it transferred? Can you request that we get it transferred as soon as possible, so maybe they could take it up at the same time that they take up the case, if they accept the case? And I don't see why they wouldn't. The same time that they take it up with the other cases, that she has?
I believe Deputy Falk had already requested it to be transferred over. I'm not sure if she got a response back as of yet, but if that was the case, I was not.
Okay. Would you do me a favor, Mr. Ham, and would you email or text Miss Falk and just let her know the predicament and see if she can get in touch with the Superior Court to see if they're going to accept it?
Yes, sure.
Is that possible?
Yes, I can reach out to her.
Okay,
Judge,
thank you.
I understand. I understand the court's, and I don't necessarily disagree with the court's view on things. Just Ms. Findling had asked me if I'm able to, and I really wasn't sure because it's a little bit, it's not your standard bond issue. So I'll get together with Ms. Findling, let her know what happened this morning. But other than that, Judge, we're ready to proceed with the plea on the 21 CR case.
Okay, so let me deviate for just a moment. We have the Madam Interpreter on the line. Ms. Kim, are you with me?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, Your Honor, I am here.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and place you into a breakout room with the
Sure.
Spanish interpreter. And Mr. Ramirez, are you still with me?
Yes.
Okay, can you come on camera for me?
Señor Ramírez, prenda su cámara, por favor.
Está prendido.
He said it's on. Would that be the Jorge? ¿Es el que dice Jorge?
Sí.
Okay.
Okay, all right. And let him know we're gonna place him into a breakout room so he can discuss this with Ms. Kim.
Vamos a ir usted, yo y la abogada de la fiscalía a una sala remota, ¿ok?
Okay, thank you.
And Judge, I'm gonna also require the services of Spanish interpreter.
Okay, it's my understanding that she has to be in another court at 10 o'clock. So if we can get whoever you need by that time so that we can.
He's here.
He's in the courtroom, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, very good. So when they come out of the breakout room, I'll place you all courtroom 2 in the breakout room.
Thank you.
Okay, so Mr. Dodd, I think what I'd like to do is if you want to go ahead and take the plea on this add-on case, I'll go ahead and do that. And if the case is not transferred, I will hear it again, I guess, next week. If it is transferred, hopefully that'll be done promptly. And we can get that to the DA's office so that she can take care of all of this at one time so that she doesn't have anything hanging over her head.
Sounds good, Judge. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So for the add-on case, and Ms. Mimar, I apologize. We've been discussing you and I haven't spoken to you. Good morning, ma'am. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, ma'am? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, Mr. Ham. You,
Apologize, Your Honor. I was,
okay, no, you're fine. You're fine.
I was texting Deputy Falk. I'm sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
For the add-on case 21 CR 003440J, the first count of theft by shoplifting, state's recommendation is time served. She spent 140 days in custody. Time served 140 days, credit for time served 77 days. Count 2, disorderly conduct, is also time served 144 days, credit for time served 77 days. There's also another case associated with that for FTA 24 FTA 001741. The state will move to not press that FTA charge.
Okay. Mr. Dodd?
Your Honor, we stipulate and we just ask the court to follow the state's recommendation.
Okay, Ms. Mimar, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 008413J, you wish to plead guilty to theft by in case 21 CR 003440J, you wish to plead guilty to theft by shoplifting and disorderly conduct. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Ms. Mimar. Good luck to you, ma'am. And on the other case, if it's accepted by the DA's office, it'll be transferred. If it's not accepted, I guess do you want it to come back here next week, Mr. Haddad?
That'd be fine, Judge. I mean, we can just put it on as a check just for next week. I will get together with Ms. Findling, since the client has court tomorrow. It is possible that the Superior Court judge non-complex will end up handling everything tomorrow anyway.
Okay, very, very good.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
You're welcome.
And Your Honor, may I make one additional announcement?
Yes.
Your Honor, on position number 51, Rose Turner, the jail could not locate her. And I have to sign off. I'm gonna a request and I'll send an email to both Mr. White and Ms. Kim to see if they can handle the case for me. Wasn't able to interview her unless I don't
So
that's anything.
it's not a time served. Mr.
Yeah.
Haddad.
She's a medical. I don't know if they check medical for you.
Okay. She's in Fulton County. Okay.
Yeah.
Fulton County Jail.
Exactly. So we have.
So she's at, okay, because I was told hey, Norris, so she's at the jail in medical, because they said she was at the hospital over here.
Yeah, but she came back.
But she came back over here. She's in 25, FOU 25.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
We'll get it squared away one way or the other. No
All
problem.
right. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. White. Judge, thank you.
Okay, yeah, and I was saying, Mr. Haddad, that it's not a time served plea.
It's not, and
Okay.
there's potentially some MH issues, Judge.
Do you want to just reset it for next Tuesday?
Yeah, that'd be fine, Judge.
I mean, if that's,
It's not a time served. I don't believe it's a time served sentence, Judge. And that's fine. I think it might be better to do it for next week. It'll give us.
okay, all right, give you some time. So we will reset that for 1:21.
All right, thank you, Judge.
Okay. All right, have a good day, Mr. Haddad.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, do we have anyone else there, Francois?
No, that is it. Thank you, Judge. We'll see you
All
later.
right. Okay, take care. Anyone else that we can take in courtroom 2 right now?
All right, we just waiting for the roving officers to log on. They went upstairs. They should be logging on shortly.
Okay. And as soon as the interpreter comes out, we will place them in the breakout room with you all in courtroom 2. All right, we'll be in recess until someone's ready for us.
Before you is position 42, 43, Mr. Perez.
And who's representing Mr. Perez?
Judge, that would be Ms. Kim, I believe.
Okay, she's still in the breakout room, so we'll have to wait till she comes back. Is there anyone else in courtroom? Say it again?
What's the announcement on Mr. Perez?
I don't know because, well, the announcement on the sheet is a plea.
Judge, I can handle the plea.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Perez. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Have to speak up for me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. You can place your hand down. Yes, Mr. Ham.
Excuse me, Your Honor. This is the
Yes.
court reporter. I just wanted to
Yes.
ask if there's a way Mr. Ham could speak more closer to the microphone or a little louder, if possible. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Greenhouse. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
So this is position number 42, Mr. Roman Perez. Yes, Mr.
Your
Ham.
Honor, Mr. Perez is charged with 1 count of simple battery. State's recommendation is 12 months, served 48 days, credit for time served 24 days, balance to be served on probation, to have no further violent contact with Octavia Prescott, to take a FBIB class, complete 40 hours of community service, and to have no firearms.
Okay, Mr. White.
Your Honor, we just asked that you waive 3 months of probation fees and allow his probation to go non-reporting once he's completed all his requirements.
Okay, Mr. Perez, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 003748E, you wish to plead guilty to simple battery family violence. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury? You hear my question, sir?
Yes, I do understand.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
Oh, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Perez. I'm not going to waive any fees, but I'll have the case go non-reporting as soon as you complete the term. So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you won't be on reporting probation and have to pay those fees, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Perez. Let me go ahead and handle one of the Spanish interpreter cases. This is on the DV bench warrant case. Mr. Ramirez. Is Mr. Ramirez back with us?
Señor Ramírez, prenda su pantalla nuevamente, por favor.
Sí.
It's Your Honor, and he's turning, hopefully, his screen on. There he is. Yes.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Ramirez. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the DV bench warrant calendar.
Buenos días, señor Ramírez. Mi nombre es juez Eric Morrow y este es el calendario de las órdenes de arresto.
And Madam Interpreter, if you'll raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear or affirm that you will translate from Spanish to English and English to Spanish to the best of your ability?
I do.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Ham, I take it that Mr. Ramirez missed a court date?
Y señora Kim, lo que yo entiendo es que el señor Ramírez no se presentó a la corte cuando debía hacerlo.
Yes, Your Honor. 1 second.
Sí, su señoría.
Yes, Your Honor. There was a plea and arraignment calendar on December 20th, 2024 before Judge Etline, and Mr. Ramirez failed to appear, and thus a bench warrant was issued.
Y lo que le informan al juez es que había un calendario con la juez Edline el 20 de diciembre del 2024 al cual usted no se presentó.
Ajá.
What was the issue, Ms. Kim?
Yes, on December 23, there was a return to sender, and actually the mail was sent to a bonding company instead of his mailing address. He is actually interested in taking a plea deal if the 12 months becomes 11 months and 28 days. And also, Your Honor, if he can terminate his probation upon the completion of his classes, he's very interested in taking the deal.
Y el juez pregunta la razón. La abogada defensora indica que el 23 de diciembre regresó un sobre porque no pudo haber sido entregado por el correo, que el citatorio en realidad fue a la compañía de bonding, que pagó la fianza. Y entonces que usted está interesado en aceptar un acuerdo el día de hoy, siempre y cuando el acuerdo se baje a 11 meses, 28 días y que probatoria termine una vez que complete todos los requisitos.
Sí.
Yes.
Mr. Ham?
Yes, Your Honor. The state has no objection to amending it to 11 months and 29 days. Everything else we'll leave to the court's discretion.
Okay.
La fiscalía no tiene ningún problema de cambiar el periodo de probatoria a 11 meses y 29 días y lo demás depende de la corte, del juez.
As such, Mr. Ramirez, if you'll raise your right hand for me, please, sir.
Señor Ramírez, levante su mano derecha, por favor.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
¿Jura usted que el testimonio que nos dará el día de hoy será la verdad, solo la verdad y nada más que la verdad bajo palabra de Dios?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, you can place your hand down.
Puede bajar su mano.
Mr. Ham?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Ramirez is charged with 1 count of simple assault, family violence. State's recommendation is 11 months, 29 days, serve 6 days, credit for time served, 3 days, balance to be on probation. To have no further contact with Sheena Fisse, Sheena, last name Fisse. To stay away from 4883 Roswell Road. To take a family violence intervention program class. To have alcohol, drug evaluation and treatment. Surrender all weapons, and he's to have no firearm.
Y la fiscalía lo que ofrece es es por el cargo de asalto simple y violencia doméstica, 11 meses y 29 días. Crédito por 6 días ya servidos y el balance del tiempo será en probatoria. 0 contacto, ningún tipo de contacto con la señora Sheena Fisse, Shenafisse. Debe permanecer lejos, no acercarse a la dirección de 4883 Roswell Road. Necesita tomar una clase de intervención de violencia doméstica. Necesita una evaluación de alcohol y drogas. Necesita entregar toda y cualquier arma en su posesión y durante el transcurso de probatoria no tener alcohol, drogas, ni poseer ningún arma, ni cargar ningún arma.
Sí.
Yes.
Ms. Kim?
Yes, we stipulate for the purpose of the plea. I just want to verify that probation will be terminated upon completion of all those conditions, Your Honor.
Y lo que quiero hacer es asegurarme como defensora de él que el probatoria termine una vez que todas las condiciones y requisitos sean completados.
Yes, that's fine with the court, Ms. Kim. And if you will make sure to place his correct address in the chat for probation for me, please.
Yes, we will definitely do that.
Y el juez accede a eso y quiere asegurarse de que el probatoria tenga su dirección correcta.
And make sure that the correct address is also updated with the clerk's office.
Yes.
Y también la abogada se va a asegurar que su dirección correcta esté con la oficina de la corte.
Sí.
Yes.
With that done, Mr. Almays Ramirez, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 006515D, you wish to plead guilty to simple assault family violence. Is that correct?
Con esto hablado, señor Ramírez, entiendo que en el caso 24 CR 006515D, con la acusación de asalto simple de violencia doméstica, usted quiere declararse culpable.
Sí.
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
¿Está usted esta mañana bajo la influencia de alguna droga o alcohol?
No.
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Usted ha sido representado por una abogada. ¿Está usted satisfecho con esa representación?
Sí.
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
¿Entiende usted que usted tiene el derecho de un juicio con un jurado? Y al aceptar este acuerdo, usted está renunciando a ese derecho de juicio con jurado. ¿Entiende usted eso?
Sí.
Yes.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
¿Alguna persona le ha forzado o le ha hecho declararse culpable?
No.
No.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Ramirez, and once you complete the terms, I'll have the probation terminate.
Voy a aceptar su declaración como ha sido negociada y una vez que, señor Ramírez, usted termine todos los requisitos de probatoria, su probatoria terminará.
Ok. Una pregunta quiero hacer. ¿Puedo salir fuera del estado a trabajar? Porque yo muchas veces salgo a Sur Carolina a trabajar. No hay ningún problema con probación.
I have one question. I sometimes have to go to work out of state in South Carolina, and will that be a problem with probation?
You'll have to work that out with the probation department.
Usted tiene que hablar con probatoria sobre eso.
Ok. Gracias.
Okay, thank you.
All right. If nothing further, good luck to you, sir.
Si eso es todo, puede desconectarse, señor. Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. White, who do we have in courtroom 2 there?
So it's, this is position 16, on the calendar that we need to break
Okay.
out. Interpreter.
All right, so if we can place courtroom 2 and Madam Interpreter into a breakout room, please. Thank you. And who do we have on the jail iPhone there?
We have positions 52 and 53, Mr. Vaughns.
Okay, is this your case, Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor, I believe so.
Okay, and this will be a negotiated plea, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Vaughn. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir. You can place your hand down. Yes, Mr. Ham.
Your Honor, in addition to this case, I also have an add-on case, 25 CR 000118C, which is a criminal trespass case. It's currently scheduled for SAP for next week.
Okay, what is this? Let's see. Have you spoken with him about that case, Ms. Kim?
Yes.
Okay, and do you know what he wants to do with that case?
He wants to plea as well.
Okay, and all right, so go ahead, Mr. Ham.
So for the present case, 24 CR 001218E, Mr. Vaughn is currently charged with battery family violence. State recommendation is 12 months, served 44 days, credit for time served 22 days, violence to be served on probation, to have no further contact with Michael Shepard, to stay away from 390 17th Street, to take a family violence intervention program class, to complete 40 hours of community service, and to have no firearms. On the add-on case, 25 CR 000118C, Mr. Vaughn is charged with criminal trespass. State's recommendation is 12 months, served 22 days, credit for time served 11 days, balance suspended, to have no further contact with Michael Shepard, and to stay away from 390 17th Street. For position 52, state will move to null part, excuse me, for position 53, state will move to null parts that count.
Thank you. Ms. Kim?
Yes, we stipulate for the purpose of the plea, and we would like to request the probation to be terminated upon the completion of all those conditions and classes.
Okay, Mr. Vaughn, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 001218E, you wish to plead guilty to battery family violence. And in case 25 CR 000118C, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Understand.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty? Is that a no?
No, sir. I mean, yes, that was a no.
Okay, so nobody has forced you to plead guilty.
No,
No.
sir.
Okay, thank you. I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Vaughns. When you complete the terms of the probation, I'll have it go to a non-reporting status. So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you won't be on reporting probation and have to pay those fees, okay?
All right. Thank you so much for that.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
All right.
Okay, back to courtroom number 2. Do we, what are we doing, with Mr. De La Cruz?
Your Honor, position 16 and 17 are negotiated plea.
Okay,
El juez pregunta qué vamos a hacer con el señor de la Cruz y el abogado indica que estos dos cargos, 16 y 17, van a ser, han llegado a un acuerdo con la fiscalía.
Está bien, gracias.
Thank you.
I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, sir?
Señor de la Cruz, mi nombre es el juez Eric Morrow y este es el calendario de todo propósito que lo estamos haciendo por video. ¿Puede levantar su mano derecha, por favor? Derecha.
Do you swear or affirm the test? Keep it up. Do you swear or affirm?
Tiene que mantener la mano derecha para el juramento levantada.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
¿Jura usted que el testimonio que nos dará aquí el día de hoy será la verdad, solo la verdad y nada más que la verdad bajo palabra de Dios?
Palabra de hombre, don.
Yes, my word, a man's
Okay.
word.
You can place your hand down. Thank you, sir.
Puede bajar su mano, señor, gracias.
Yes, Mr. Ham.
For position 16, Mr. De La Cruz Hernandez is charged with criminal trespass and theft by shoplifting. State's recommendation on criminal trespass is 12 months probation to run concurrent with count 2. Count 2, theft by shoplifting. State's recommendation is 12 months, served 44 days. Credit for time served, 22 days. Violence to be served on probation. To stay away from all Walmart stores. To take an anti-theft course and to complete 40 hours of community service. For position 17, the defendant is charged with criminal trespass, damage to property, and count 2, criminal trespass. State's recommendation on count 1 is count 1 will merge with count 2. Count 2 is 12 months probation to serve 36 days. Credit for time served 18 days. Violence suspended. Stay away from Lenox Place Apartments located at 2572 Lenox Road, Atlanta, Georgia. And the state will move to dismiss positions 18 and 19.
Y la fiscalía tiene dos casos en contra suya. El primer caso es por traspaso criminal y por robo. Para eso la fiscalía ofrece 12 meses con el tiempo que han sido ya para servir 22 días, crédito por el tiempo ya servido en la cárcel. El resto va a ser bajo probatoria tiene que servir 40 horas de servicio a la comunidad, tomar un curso antirrobo y permanecer lejos, no acercarse ni entrar a ningún Walmart. En el segundo caso que la fiscalía tiene contra usted es también de traspaso violento y daños a la propiedad. Estos dos, lo que la fiscalía puede hacer es poner juntos, unir estas dos acusaciones y darle una sentencia para las dos, que sería 12 meses, pero para servir 36 días, 18 días, crédito por los 18 días ya servidos y el resto sería suspendido. Necesita permanecer lejos de los apartamentos de Lenox y no regresar a la dirección de 2572 Lenox Road en Atlanta, Georgia. Nunca más permanecer lejos de eso. Y una vez completado eso, la fiscalía está dispuesta a quitarle otros dos cargos que son el 18 y el 19. ¿Está usted de acuerdo?
Estoy de acuerdo. Gracias.
I agree. Thank you.
Mr. White?
Nothing further, Judge, just asking you to please negotiate.
No, y su abogado no tiene nada más que decir, ya que ha aceptado usted el acuerdo negociado.
Gracias.
Thank you.
It's my understanding that in case 24 CR 002104A, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass and theft by shoplifting. And in case 24 CR 008356A, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Señor de la Cruz, entiendo entonces que en el caso 24 CR 002104A, usted quiere declararse culpable de traspaso o allanamiento de morada criminal y de robo, y quiere declararse culpable. ¿Es eso correcto? Igual que en el caso 24 CR 008356A, la acusación de traspaso criminal o allanamiento de morada, también quiere declararse culpable. ¿Es eso correcto?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
¿Está usted bajo la influencia de alguna droga o alcohol esta mañana?
No.
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Usted está siendo representado por un abogado. ¿Está satisfecho usted con la representación?
Sí. Muchas gracias.
Yes, thank you very much.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Usted entiende que usted tiene el derecho de un juicio conjurado para estos cargos y al usted aceptar un acuerdo negociado, usted está renunciando a ese derecho. ¿Comprende usted eso?
Yes.
Yes.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
¿Le ha forzado a alguien o le está obligando a alguien a que se declare culpable?
Nadie.
Perdón, no one.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. De La Cruz.
Entonces yo acepto el acuerdo como lo han negociado, señor de la Cruz.
Yes.
When you complete the terms of the probation, I'll have it terminate. So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you won't be on probation.
Cuando usted termine los requisitos de probatoria, terminará su probatoria. Entonces, mientras más rápido termine y complete usted los requisitos, más rápido terminará y estará fuera de probatoria.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your
Good
Honor.
luck. Good luck to you, sir.
Buena suerte, señor.
Gracias.
Okay.
Your Honor, if that will be all my business in the court, may I be excused?
Yes, thank you so much for helping us out this morning, Madam Interpreter. And we got you out of here by 10 o'clock, so thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. You have a great day.
All right, do the same. Thank you.
Bye now.
Who do we have next?
Next is position 40 and 41, Milton.
Okay. And this is going to be a non-negotiated plea.
Yes, Your Honor. And I have requested a breakout room for his MH issue.
Okay, and what is not negotiated about it?
10 o'clock. Hold on, please, Your Honor. Let me find my note really fast.
Joanne, that.
Basically, he believes that it has to be actually, for example, FTA. He was incarcerated at the time at Troup County, so that has to be actually canceled. So that's the number one thing that we have to consider.
It's my understanding that it would be malpractice if there's a plea. So is that not good enough for you?
No, it was not good enough at this point, Your Honor. Let me get my notes again. I believe he did not want to have fines or 240 hours of credit community service, which was for him, it's too excessive because of his medical conditions. And he had other classes done, so he does not want to have 2 AA meetings since he graduated from Sober Living American Academy for his alcoholism.
So tell me again, he doesn't want the 240 hours of community service and he doesn't want the AA meetings.
Correct, Your Honor. And
Anything else?
he does not want to pay for $600 fine as well.
Okay, these are standard. This is a first time DUI?
I believe so, Your Honor.
Okay, these are standard for everyone with a first time DUI, so I'm not going to deviate from what's done standard for everyone. Given that he's doing an ADET, if he doesn't need any treatment, or well, I will let the ADET be sufficient. I won't require the 2 AA meetings, but I will require the $600 fine and the $600 fine and 240 hours of community service, as those are standard. Do you need to discuss that with him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and I'm also being told that this is a second DUI. Wait, apparently, was that a conviction or just
So it's 240 hours of community service indicates that it would be his second conviction.
Oh, okay, thank you, Ms. White. And you as well, Ms. Washington. Okay, so no, that's standard for a second DUI. So do you need to talk to him, Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, do we have anyone else in courtroom too? Or you can call, I guess.
Yes. I'll do that, Your Honor. Yeah, I'd be excused to call him.
Okay, do you need me, Francois?
Yes, I'm sorry. Judge Mara, I was actually looking for Mr. Haddad.
Left the session. Apparently I think he might have had another court.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that again? I can't hear.
I think that he left the session. I think he had to go to another courtroom.
Another court, okay, because I was trying to reach him. He's not answering.
That's probably why. I think might be in court. Is there something that we
Okay.
can help you with?
No, because they're not actually on this calendar. They were on the competency calendar a while ago, so I was just trying to get some the status on the any update status in regards to this particular person.
Okay, if you left him a message, I'm sure he'll get back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Judge Morrow.
All right, we'll see you later. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Position 58 and 59, Ricky White.
Okay, this might be Ms. Kim's case. Or is it?
What's the announcement, Judge? If it's a
Okay, the announcement was a plea.
Judge, so you're entering a guilty plea? We can go forward, Judge.
Okay, thank you, Mr. White. Good morning, Mr. Ricky White. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. You can place your hand down, Mr. White. Yes, Mr. Ham.
Yes, Your Honor, for position 59, Mr. White is charged with willful obstruction, possession of alcohol or drug-related object, and loitering and prowling. For count 1, willful obstruction, the state's recommendation is 12 months, served 30 days. Credit for time served 15 days, balance to be served on probation, and to pay a $300 fine or complete 30 hours of community service. For count 2, 12 months probation to run concurrent with count 1. For count 3, loitering and prowling, state's recommendation is 12 months probation to run concurrent with count 1 and to stay away from 4220 Portland Industrial Boulevard. For position 58, the state will move to null prostat.
Mr. White?
Judge, we just asked that you accept the pleas negotiated. He would like to pay the $300 fine versus the community service and has the probation terminated as soon as he pays that fine.
Okay. Does he have a place to reside, Mr. White? I'm sorry. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Mr. White, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 006882C, you wish to plead guilty to willful obstruction of law enforcement officers, possession and use of drug-related objects, and loitering and prowling. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
Okay, I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. White. Do you have a job, sir?
Get a check every month. I got a bad heart.
Okay, all right, so I'm going to waive 2 months of your probation fees so that you can go ahead and try to get this $300 paid as soon as possible, okay? And as soon as you get it paid, the probation's gonna terminate, okay? All right, good luck to you, Mr. White.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Who do we have on the jail court's iPhone?
We have positions 26 and 27, Mr. Holloway.
Mr. White, this is your case?
He is, Judge. And
Okay,
we're asking his bond reinstated. He missed his court date because he's been in prison in Hancock State Prison. He does have documentation with him.
okay. So, Mr. Ham, I take it that if you provided with documentation regarding his being in custody at the time, that there will be no objection to reinstating the bond. Am I accurate?
For the most part, however, we did speak to the victim in this case, and she has informed us that he has been communicating with her directly, even though his bond indicates that he is not to have any communication with her. And he has been going through his family members as well to communicate with her.
Okay.
And Judge,
Yeah,
that, we're not having a hearing on that point. This is hearsay at this juncture. So, I mean, if the state would like to start in order to revoke his bond, that is one thing, but that's.
So, in other words, the state can't consent even if he provides that because of that allegation. So it is only be up to your honor. That's the way.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to say, Mr. Holloway, on your bond order, it orders you. And Mr. Ham, could you pull up that bond order for me to see if I'm the one that issued the bond or not? and regardless of if I was or not, Mr. Holloway, you can have no contact with Carolyn Davis, okay?
Yes,
No
sir.
contact means no contact whatsoever. You can't go through family members to contact her. You can't contact her personally. You can't contact her by phone. You can't contact her by email. You can't contact her by social media. You cannot contact her whatsoever. If you do, then the bond is subject to being revoked, okay? So,
Yes, sir.
all right, so given that you were in custody at the time, okay, I understand that Judge Williams issued that bond back in 2023, so thank you, Ms. Lewis. Once you provide that information to the state that you were in custody, I'm going to reinstate your bond, okay? But I'm telling you specifically that you can have no contact with that alleged victim. You understand me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Judge. But
Okay.
I have the, if you can see right here, this is
Okay.
this is my proof of custody. I don't know. If
Okay.
it's
Okay, I understand that you have that, so you'll get it to Mr. White and he'll get it to the state and we will reinstate your bond, okay?
Judge, I was hoping that we could, because for me to get it from him is not going to be easy. If we could just show that, and I mean, he's been in custody continuously since the 2nd of January 2023. And just have his bond reinstated. The court date he was supposedly missed was back in November. And he was released 12/20 from Hancock State Prison. We have that. If we could just put it on the camera and be done with it.
I mean, I just don't understand why, I mean,
He's documentation. I do not.
right, but we can't get you the documentation today?
Look, is he downstairs? If that's the case, Judge, I will.
No, I don't, no, I'm gonna allow it, Mr. Holloway. I see, I'm just confused as to why we can't get the documentation to Mr. White because y'all are in the same building, I assume. Joke what I found. Oh, who's there with me I'm sorry. We can't get that documentation to Mr. White?
Yeah, I can bring him downstairs, if need be.
Okay, all right. So why don't we do that so that we can just, wrap this up?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
We can do that. Yep.
I appreciate it.
All right. Hold on, I'm gonna bring you downstairs so you can we?
And you don't have to bring him downstairs. You can just bring the document downstairs, unless Mr. White needs to see him.
I don't.
Okay, I mean, if you just bring the document to Mr. White, that's fine with the court.
Okay. Do you need it like right away, or do you want me to go ahead on with the rest of the positions?
No, we don't. I mean, just get it to him before he leaves the building today. Is that
okay
doable? Okay, all right.
Okay. We saw the documents yesterday. He saw the documents yesterday. I mean.
So I'm gonna reinstate your bond, Mr. Holloway, so you don't have to worry about that, okay?
Okay, yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
All right, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you. And
I would need an order. I would need an
Mr.
order,
White.
Judge. I would need an order.
Okay, Mr. White will get you the order.
Okay.
All right, get there. Where's my mom? Yes. So next we have positions number 24. I'm sorry, positions number 20. Mr. Ferguson.
Okay, and this is going to be a negotiated plea, is that right, Mr. White?
Correct, Judge.
Okay. Yes, good morning, Mr. Ferguson. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state. Good morning, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you
Okay.
now.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Ferguson. Yes, Mr. Ham?
Yes, Your Honor, for position 24.
No, this is position 20, Mr. Ham, I believe. Mr. Ferguson.
Oh, I apologize.
No, you're fine.
Position 20, Mr. Ferguson, the state's he's charged with simple battery against a police officer. Count 2 is battery. Count 3 is.
Mr. Ham, we're having difficulty hearing you for some reason.
Because he put his head down. You gotta keep your head up.
Oh,
My microphone is on my laptop.
okay. Go ahead. Let's see if we can.
Count 1, simple battery. State's recommendation is 12 months. Probation to run concurrent with count 2. To have no further violent contact with Officer Krista Bratworth. Count 2, battery. State's recommendation is 12 months. Serve 120 days. Credit for time served 26 days. Balance to be served on probation. Have no further contact with Reagan Jackson. Stay away from Grady Hospital located at 80 Jesse Hill Drive Northeast, Atlanta, except for medical necessity. 12 weeks of anger management, MHET, and firearms. For position 3, criminal trespass, damage to property, state's recommendation is 12 months to work concurrent with count 2.
Mr. White?
Your Honor, we would just ask, because he does have quite a bit to do while on probation, that you waive 3 months of his probation fees. He's going to be in jail another 36 days. And that allows probation to go non-reporting once he's completed all his requirements.
Does he have a place to reside?
Yes,
Mr. White?
Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And does he, do you have a job?
I'm in the process of my SSI disability. I go through mental health. That's why I was down at the hospital.
Okay, that's all I want to know. Thank you, Mr. Ferguson. Thank you. Okay,
Yes.
Anything further, Mr. White?
Nothing, Judge.
All right. Mr. Ferguson, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 008251A, you wish to plead guilty to simple battery against a police officer, battery, and criminal trespass and damage to property. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, my medication, Your Honor.
Okay. You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Sure, Your Honor.
Do you understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated. Mr. Ferguson, given your circumstance, I'll waive 3 months of your probation fees to help you get and stay on your feet. Okay?
Yes.
And when you complete the terms of the probation, it'll go to a non-reporting status so that you won't, once you complete the terms, you'll still be on probation, but you won't have to be on reporting probation and pay those fees, okay?
Appreciate it, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Ferguson.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Next, we have positions number 44 and 46. Mr.
Can I go
Keolis.
next? Can I take back 3 sound? Can I go next? Come on.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, Black. Go ahead, Ms. Black.
And just for 44 to 46, Mr. Quinos, I have down that he's reset to 121. Am I mistaken about that? Ms. Kim?
No, Your Honor, that is correct. I reset to next January 24.
Okay, so we don't need him this morning.
Nope.
If this is Mr. Quinos.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll see you back next week, sir.
Can I at least know what the charge is for that I'm supposed to be reset for? Because I was unsure.
Then I'll
That's
have a
fine.
breakout room with him
Okay.
if that's the case.
Well, you
What was that?
Miss Kim will come down and talk to you, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. I'll see you next week. Okay, so we're back to courtroom number 2. Tell me again where we are.
4041 Mills.
Okay, yes, Miss Kim.
Your Honor, he would like to reinstate his bond for previous charge, the DUI wrong way seatbelt. Apparently, there was a bond that he had.
Did he miss a court date with a division judge?
Correct. I believe that because he was in the jail, Troup County.
And do you have proof that he was in Troup County?
I was here. I was here.
Okay, Ms. Kim, you're gonna have to get me proof that he was incarcerated.
I was here. I was in this jail.
Okay,
This-
okay, I'm not disputing you, Mr. Milton. I just need to have some type of proof that you were actually in custody, okay? So, Ms. Kim, if you will get proof that he was in custody, then we can consider his request.
Sure. I will send
Okay.
an email out to you and the solicitor as well.
Okay, so
You.
if that's the case, get the information to Mr. Ham. Mr. Ham, if you will inform the court whether you once you get the information, whether you object or not, just let me know, okay? So if it's adequate, we'll reinstate the bond. If the state has questions about it, I'll take it up next week, I guess.
Honor, may I ask you why am I in state court for a DUI? Why am I in state court for a DUI?
Because the state court has jurisdiction over DUI, sir.
I thought it was a misdemeanor.
It is a mistake.
And-
Municipal court?
State court.
Initially, 3 years ago, I was in municipal court for this. Now, all of a sudden.
Okay. Yeah, it was transferred to state court, Mr. Milton.
Under whose boundaries? I mean, who had the right to?
Mr. Milton, you have a right to remain silent. I strongly recommend you to stay silent.
You're fired. I represent myself on this. Your Honor,
Okay.
I've already done 240 hours of community service. I can provide that for you. If my bond is reinstated, I can use that. What you said, the cash bond, you wanted $600 for that? If you can reinstate my bond, I can use that cash bond to pay the $600 off. I've already graduated from DUI school in Marietta. I can provide those documents as well.
Mr. Milton, let me just, I want you to just listen to me, okay? I'm gonna reinstate your bond, but I need to get the paperwork for it. So allow Ms. Kim to get me the paperwork and I'll reinstate the bond so that you can provide all this information that you say that you have, okay? So let's just take it hold on for me, hold on. Let's take it one step at a time. So Ms. Kim, I still want you to get that paperwork for me and we're gonna proceed from there, okay? So Mr. Milton, we're done this morning.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, good luck to you, sir. Okay, we'll get you copies as well. All right. So what we're going to do in that case is we're going to reset it 1 week. If the documents come in, then we'll go ahead and reinstate the bond. If the documents don't come in, I'll hear this again next week. Okay, Ms. Kim, you hear that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and I want you to continue to represent him, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, I
Are we
appreciate it.
setting this to Tuesday?
Yes,
First, okay.
yes, a week from today. All right, so who do we have on the iPhone here?
We have position number 28, Mr. Hood.
Okay. And Mr. Hood, good morning. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video. Let me just say, Mr. Hood, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney present at these proceedings. If you do not have a private attorney, we are providing you with the assistance of a public defender. Do you not wish to utilize the services of a public defender, Mr. Hood?
No, I prefer to represent myself on representation without counsel.
Okay. Mr. Hood, you've been charged in case 24 CR 008249E, simple battery. How do you plead to that charge?
I plead guilty to that. I've
Okay,
already
Is there a reason that you don't want to speak to a public defender regarding this?
Hold up, because the door hang, the door, I couldn't hear it. Oh, hang on, forget it. They're going to proceed.
Okay, is there a reason that you do not want to utilize a public defender this morning to assist you with this?
Yeah, well, the reason why I don't utilize the public defender, I've been representing myself for years, and the reason why that because there have been some issues of like missing calculation of time credits. They don't, and also there's been a misunderstanding with the motion to suppress evidence in other cases. So most of the time when I submit my motion to the judge, I state my claim, and then a lot of time I put everything on the records. A lot of times you're looking at most like notice motion, because a lot of time the motion locks it. Those attorneys don't do that, I guess, because the only time they work for the state, some are public defenders, some of them are private state attorneys. So that's the reason why I know I represent the case.
Okay. Well, Mr. Hood, you understand that I've asked you. You said that you wanted to plead guilty to this charge of simple battery. So none of the things that you're telling me would be applicable to a plea of guilty. So given that you're going to plead guilty, is there a reason that you don't want to at least speak to the public defender to let you know what the terms are and things of that nature?
I've already plead guilty to charges. I plead guilty. I talked with 2 representative attorneys, and I was already sentenced for that for like 20 days. And that was a miscalculation of the first attorney.
Okay, but this is another charge that you've not pled to. This is a simple battery that occurred allegedly on December 20th of last year, 24.
Yeah, this is the recent one. This was the recent one I was talking to them about the miscalculation, because I came in on the 20th. And the first offense, well, they don't want to, what he was the one to recognize the first offense for the charge is 30 days is only misdemeanor. It's not 90 days. I've already looked at part of the penal code, 16.523.1. The first offense is 10 days.
Mr. White?
Yes. Apparently this case was on the calendar last week, and there was some miscommunication between the attorney handling the case and
right.
And as well, I tried to talk to him yesterday, and he did not. He was the recommendation he did not agree with because of his history, and I tried to explain to him that that hasn't changed. This is what it is, and then he decided that he just wanted to go pro se.
Well, yeah, objection, Your Honor, that was a misunderstanding, and what I was trying to let him know under the OCGA code. So I guess they don't want to follow the policy. I just stated the claim. I told him if you looked upon it, that I had just looked it up back here 3 days ago, and it said up to 10 to 12 days. The first offense, even though misdemeanors go up to 12 months, but this is not my third offense. This is not my second offense. Okay, so now I can see if this was my second offense, I can say, yeah, I agree to plead guilty for 60 days, or if this is my third offense, I say, yeah, I will agree to 90 days. But I'm not gonna agree to 90 days, 60 days. This ain't my second and third offense, this is my first. So
okay, hold on a second. So I understand what happened last week, and I'm sorry that happened. What I'm inclined to do, Mr. White, is that I'm going to, if he wants to take a plea, I'm going to given that he's been in an additional week, and I believe that last week that he thought that he was, because of the representation of counsel, that he thought that he was going to be released. So what I'm going to do this week, since he spent a whole nother week in jail, I'm going to give him time served, 12 months to serve, 52 days, credit for time served, 26 days, with the balance probated, with all the other conditions that the state has requested. Okay? So Mr. White, if you don't mind, and Mr. Hood, I understand why you want to go pro se, but if you will just let me have you talk to Mr. White for just a moment so that he can explain what I've just said to you. And if you want to take the plea, say it again, Mr. Ham.
The state is going to object to that. He has another case with the same victim it's 24 CR 00167J. So this is not his first case. This is his second one, and it's the same victim. And apparently,
But objection, that case was dead docket. I did docket in the last case. So you can't, technically under the Fifth Amendment, you can't bring any other issues before, if a case already been judged for, that would be double jeopardy.
Okay, so Mr. Ham, you weren't here last week, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate what you're telling me. But Mr. Hood was given misinformation. And I believe, I don't know if I went through with the entire plea or not at that time, or if he was one of the ones that the mistake was rectified before. But given that, Mr. White, do you understand what the court sentence will be for a plea?
Do I, Judge?
Yes.
Yes. It's time served plus everything else stays the same.
Okay. Would you mind going into a breakout room and discussing that with Mr. Hood so that I know that he understands? Because I want to get, and if he wants to take that plea, that's fine. If he doesn't, that's fine also. But I just want to make sure that there's some type of communication with him. Would you mind doing that for the court?
No worries, Judge.
Okay, thank you. So let's place courtroom 2 and the jail court iPhone into a breakout room. Thank you.
Judge, who do you want in the breakout room?
I want courtroom 2 and jail court iPhone.
Okay.
Thank you. Ms. Kim, are you with me? Ms. Kim. Ms. Grace, are you there?
Yes, he's putting them in the breakout room right now.
Yeah, I'm here. They're already in the breakout. I'm
Okay,
here.
either Ms. Lewis or Ms. Grace, could either of you contact Ms. Kim and let her know that the court's sounding for her, please?
Okay.
Thank you.
Position 51 is Ms. Turner. I think she needs to be interviewed.
Okay, we don't have any attorneys on with us right now, so as soon as someone comes on, I'll let them know.
All right, thank you.
I have that Ms. Turner has been reset till the 21st. We reset her till the
That's
21st,
correct.
I believe.
That's correct.
Okay then, all right, thank you.
Okay, all right, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Washington. Mr. White?
Yes, Judge. So I explained to him what we discussed, and then it was time served, plus all of his requirements for probation. He wants to argue with me about certain things, and I just don't. It has nothing to do with the actual offer. It's about the probation itself. So, I told him, he said he didn't want to accept probation. So I told, and he said, so I can go to trial, right? And I said, of course. And I said, so when the judge asks you, do you plead not guilty or guilty? You need to plead not guilty if you want to go to trial. So that's where we left it.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate your assistance, Mr. White. So, Mr. Hood, it's my understanding that you wish to plead not guilty to this charge of simple battery. Is that correct? Hold on, you have to unmute there, Joe, with iPhones.
May peace be with you.
Is that correct? Is that correct, Mr. Hood? That you wish to plead not guilty?
Yes, and also I'm requesting to move for move on a conflict of interest panel.
Okay, so your case is gonna be, your case is gonna be returned to the division judge, and you'll get notification of your next hearing date, sir. Good luck to you.
All right, thank you.
All right, next we have positions number 24 and 25, Mr. Gore.
And Your Honor, I'm going to need a breakout with Mr. Gore. He was in court downtown yesterday when I tried to speak with him.
Okay, so if we'll place, again, courtroom 2 and Joe Court's iPhone. Ms. Kim, are you back with me?
Yes, Your Honor, I spoke with a Troup County officer, and I'm making open request. They will send me the records shortly because he was at Troup County from 29 to 30, and he was transferred 2030. He arrived here at 9 p.m.
Okay.
So that's what I was doing, Your Honor.
Well, get us the paperwork and we'll consider it, okay?
Yes, that's what we are doing by getting it.
All right, so also, Ms. Kim, are you representing on the DV bench warrant case, Mr. Morris?
Yes, I spoke with him actually.
Okay, so he's here, so let's go ahead and do that case. Mr.
Sure.
Morris, are you with me? Edward Morris, I see you there, Mr. Morris. Can you join us? Can you hear me, sir? Mr. Morris, can you hear me?
Okay, apparently he has some issues with his auto. Make sure his settings are set right and that your phone is allowed the Zoom settings, sir. Make sure that it's allowed. Because if it's not allowed, then it won't allow you to come through. So make sure that you accept all the settings on your phone for Zoom. Or you may just have to log on and log back off. I don't know what to tell you.
You have his number, Ms. Kim?
Yes, I do have his number yeah.
Just give him a call for us, and
Sure.
I'm not sure if he can even hear us.
Okay, I'll do that right now.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hello, hey.
Okay, Mr. Morris?
Yes,
Can
I
you-
can hear you. Something is wrong with my audio.
Okay, so we can't see you now. I need for you to have more light around you so I can see your face, sir. Okay. Good morning, Mr. Morris. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the DV bench warrant calendar. Okay, there you go. We can see you better now. Thank you. Mr. Ham, I take it that Mr. Morris missed the court date?
He did, Your
Yes,
Honor.
sir.
However, after reviewing it, it seems as though there was a return to sender that was filed on December 3rd. He missed his plea hearing on December 12th, so he didn't get good notice. And since that time, he has updated his address. So the state have no objection to withdrawing that bench warrant.
Okay, so we'll set aside the bench warrant. So Mr. Morris, make sure that you keep in touch with the court. Make sure that if you move, that you the first thing that you do is that you update your address with the court. So with this one occasion, we will set aside the bench warrant, but that won't be done again, okay? All right, so good luck to you, Mr. Morris. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you.
And can you prepare that, Ms. Kim, please?
Yes, I'll do that.
Mr. White? Mr. White?
Sorry, Judge. Issue 24, Mr. Gore, will accept the state's offer and enter a negotiated plea.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Gore. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you, sir. Mr. Ham?
Yes, Your Honor, for position 24, Mr. Gore is charged with battery, family violence. State's recommendation is 12 months, served 22 days. Credit for time served, 33 days. Okay. It should be 66 days, credit for time served, 33 days. Violence to be served on probation, to complete a family violence intervention program, to have no further contact with Queen Hall, to stay away from 4375 Cascade Road, apartment K133, and to have no firearm. As it relates to position 25, the state will move to non-par state. Okay.
Mr. White?
Judge, my information is Mr. Gore has been in jail since the 8th of December, so 66 days, he would not be time served. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I think that's exactly right. Okay.
Okay. All right, so anything else, Mr. White?
Nothing further, Judge. Please negotiate.
Okay, Mr. Gore, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 008263Y, you wish to plead guilty to battery family violence, is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Gore. When you complete the terms of the probation, I'll have it go to a non-reporting status. So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you won't be on reporting probation and have to pay those fees, okay?
Can you not please clarify the time he's supposed to be serving? I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Yeah, I was going back and forth on it. He's been in
It's
jail.
my understanding that it's
37
12
days.
months to serve, 66 days, credit for time served, 33 days.
Okay,
Okay?
okay, thank you.
And
All
Judge,
right.
very
Yes.
briefly, I'm sorry, there is a stay away from 4375 Cascade Road. That is actually his address, not the victim's address. We were wondering if we could get that changed. He has no issue staying away from Ms. Hall, and that's not going to be an issue, but I hate to keep him away from his.
Have, Mr. Ham, do you have any notes, that anyone's been in touch with Ms. Hall?
Your Honor, we've reached her, we attempted to reach out to her, but we have not been able to reach her.
Okay, so just out of an abundance of caution, Mr. White, I'll give him a one-time escort to that location with law enforcement. If Ms. Hall is not residing there, he can reside there. If she is residing there, then he'll necessarily have to get his belongings and go somewhere else, okay?
Fair enough, Judge.
All right, very good. Good luck to you, Mr. Gore.
Excuse me. How can I get my belongings and move out of my own apartment?
No. I'm just making sure that Ms. Hall is not there, so I'm allowing you to
Okay.
live there as long as, I just want to make sure, so you can go there with law enforcement, and if she's not there, then you can reside there, okay?
Okay.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Gore.
All right, thank you.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Judge.
All right. Mr. White, so you did want me to bring those documents down?
That'd be great if we could.
Okay.
Thank you, man.
Yep.
Are we missing anybody? Does that complete the calendar? I'll take that as a yes.
Judge, I was just gonna say, as far as my portion of the calendar, there is nothing further.
Okay, I believe that completes the calendar. Is that right, Ms. Lewis?
I still gotta resolve it. I'm still looking at notes. I'm trying to verify. Just give me a couple seconds.
Okay.
Your Honor, did we do Ricky White 58?
I handled that for you.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm ready.
all right, go ahead.
Okay, we're gonna start with the DV bench counter, position number one, end up taking a plea. Position number two, FTA bench warrant set aside. We set further notice. Start with the original counter, position number one was a plea. Position number two is null pros. Position number three is reset for the FAP, January the 21st. Position number 4, 5, 6, 7 is all reset for the SAP for January the 23rd. Position number 8, waiver arraignment, reset for trial further notice. Position number 9 was a plea. Position number 10 is null pros. Position number 11 is transferred to Superior Court. Position number 12 and 13 is reset for SAP January 21st. Position number 14 was a plea. Position number 15 was null pros. Position 16 was a plea. Position 17 was a plea. Position 18 and 19 are null pros. Position number 20 was a plea. Position 21 is reset for SAP January the 21st. Position 22 and 23 is reset for SAP January the 21st. Position 24 was a plea. Position 25 was null pros. Position 26 is reset further notice, reinstate the original bond. Also, Mr. White, I would need a set aside for the FTA because he's in there underneath the FTA, not the charge itself. Did Mr. White hear me that? Did you hear me? I guess not. All right. I was just letting them know I need 2 orders. All right. Position number 28 is reset for jail jury further notice. Position 29, reset for the SAP January the 28th. Position 30 and 31, defendant was released, reset further notice. Position 32, I got a note that y'all are transferring this to DeKalb County. So what are we doing, Mr. Ham? Do I need an order?
I will submit a null pros to dismiss this. We don't have jurisdiction.
You gonna send me a null pros on this one?
Yes.
Thank you. Position 33, reset for SAP, January 28th. Position 34 and 35, defendant was released, reset further notice. Position 36 was a plea. Position 37 is reset to the competency counter for January the 23rd. Position 38, waive arraignment, reset for trial for the notice. Position 39 is reset to January the 21st. In the other case, the add-on calendar, or the add-on case 21 CR 003440J, she entered a plea. Position 40 and 41 is going to be reset to next week, SAP January the 21st. Position 42 was a plea. Position 43 is null pros. Position 44, 45, and 46 are all reset to the SAP counter for SAP counter for January 21st. Position 47, 48 reset for SAP January 21st. Position 49, defendant was released, reset further notice. Position 50, waive arraignment, reset for trial, further notice. Position 51 is reset for SAP January 21st. Position 52 was a plea. Position 53, null pros. Position 54, waive arraignment, reset for trial, further notice. Same announcement on 55, waive arraignment, reset for trial, further notice. Position 56 is reset for SAP January the 21st. Same announcement for 57, reset for SAP January the 21st. 58 was null pros. Position 59 was a plea. Position 60 was a plea. Position 61 was a plea. Position 62 was a plea. Any questions or corrections?
Okay, if not, thank you all. We appreciate it. I will see everybody next week.
Please
Thank
make sure
you.
submit the paperwork in timely manner, Mr. Ham. I got a lot of NAR process coming from you.
Yeah.
And my emails is in the chat, or you, if you don't know my email, it's katrina.lewis@fultoncountyga.gov. All
Yeah,
right,
have a good one.
all right, thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.